once again. This time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Every day in America, suicides among the American military number at least 22 per day. This is far too many, but this number is a baseline. It is probably far greater, sadly. In conjunction with the movie The Keeper, which highlights a veteran who is suffering from PTSD and is contemplating ending his life, but decides not to do so and gets better. We want to help people remember and have in front of them the information that they need to highlight this tragedy and to hopefully reach out and help someone who is struggling in the same way as some of those were on the name tapes that our character carried throughout the movie The Keeper. So for 22 days, the Southern Fried Podcast is going to keep a sad number. We're going to keep a running tally using the baseline number 22, starting on September 2nd. And each day that we're on the air, we'll give the updated numbers. We want to highlight this not to promote a number, but to make a difference. There may be someone you know you need to reach out to, listen to, get the information to them. There's not a one-size-fits-all, but we need to let our veterans know that we care, we want to help, and that there's resources for them. The Southern Fried Podcast is committed to do their part to bring this number down. 1 is too many. 22 is an atrocity. And good morning.
How's everybody out there this morning? It's hump day. You get this day done, you're over halfway through the work week. You're getting closer every day to that weekend, that glorious time where you don't have to think about work. All you got to do is focus on getting your laundry done, getting your house clean, getting the lawn cut. Yeah, the fun stuff in life.
Wait, Rob, that sounds like work.
Oh, easy. Work is a 4-letter word. We don't use those on here.
Good morning, Cornbread Nation, and we're happy to be here. We've battled through sickness. I think Rob said he was a little bit under the weather. I certainly battled Sunday, Monday, but feel like I got my legs back underneath me, got my energy back, and trying to get some things done. Was live last night, and we were starting to get things clicking back to what we want. We still are highlighting, of course, our veteran suicides. And I don't know, I tagged you in it, Rob, George Eshelman's post about his alma mater, the 518th Field Artillery, Red Legs Forever, promoting suicide prevention at U.S. Army Fort Sill. The Suicide Prevention Month. This month, let's open the conversation about mental health and support those in need. You never know who might be struggling. Be a listening ear and let others know help is always available. That's from U.S. Army Fort Sill, and he was just forwarding that out. That's his old home base. And then I don't know if you can see this. They have they're all lined up there, and then we lift each other up. Yeah. So. That's what it's all about, folks. And that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to lift up. We're trying to do our part. And if everybody does their part, we're going to impact some people, Rob. We know that.
Yeah. And that's the important part. I mean, you got to, what I've been saying, you got to open your ears so you can hear, open your heart so you can listen, and open your mouth so you can get some help.
Yeah.
And that goes for everybody. I mean, if you're not just military, but non-military as well, we're focusing on veteran suicide and stuff. But that goes for everybody that's contemplating this horrible act. If you're thinking about it, if you're brought down, open your mouth to somebody. You know, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff that plays into it. There's a lot of reasons why people do this. But open your mouth. And if you're out there and someone opens their mouth to you, open your heart and listen to them.
Yeah,
Have
it's
them get help.
day 17 of our focus on this, 374. That's just the baseline number. Rob, that number probably could be as easy as 500 for that time frame and maybe a little more if the number is what we think it probably is, unfortunately, but just the baseline, 374 since we started this. And the longer intro, we hope that you'll bear with us on that. We believe in it. We know it's a long intro, but it's intended to make us stop and think about that every day. So we listen to that long intro too, and that last scene is meant to be quiet. And those empty boots. I mean, it gets me every time when I see that. And so let's think about those folks and all of our veterans. George Eshelman, the movie The Keeper. Remember November 8th, streaming on Amazon Prime. And there's constantly new things coming out about that. By the way, the actor who played George in the movie, he's got another movie or two. He's got one coming out. I think he's got another one out, and I need to check those out. He's a fine actor. I mean, he really sold that part. I mean, it's just when you meet George, Rob, I think the guy's Angus. When you can just see that personality kind of coming through. He really got him. I mean, he really was able. That's the actor in the man, the talent in the man, to be able to grab hold of what he was, like and feeling and everything. And that's just the power of when movies are done right. They take you on an emotional journey, whether that's laughter or sadness or whatever, even anger. And that movie takes you on a journey, not literally a journey because it's the trail, Appalachian Trail, AT, but it takes you on an emotional journey as well. So just a fine group of actors. I don't leave anybody out. They all did great. They had me going, Rob. I mean, you just don't know at times. You're like it's like a mental overload. You're trying to figure out what's going on. I mean, it's really amazing how they did that movie. But yeah, go see the movie The Keeper. We highly recommend.
And we've got an interview up with him as well. And yeah, the whole scene with the place being haunted, that cracked me up. I'm sorry.
I'm out of here.
Going, nope.
Oh man, tough Army man. Hey, you know what? We're still human.
That's right.
When things go bump in the night and making noises, you're like, no, I'm out. I can't. No. I'd rather be on the dark trail than to be in a building where there's weird stuff going on. So yeah. Well, up here, Rob, the weather has actually been really nice. It's been getting a little cold at night, actually, in some cases, but we're going to heat back up just a little bit. We're getting a little last blast into this weekend. We're going to be the low like 91, and then it's going to start dropping off again. So by a week from Friday, we'll be back down to 79 during the day. So a little bit of push from the whole summer, just trying to hold on a little bit, but then we're going to drop back down. It's not going to be horrible. Humidity is not going to be as bad.
We're going to be in the 80s, dude.
Wow.
Still
awesome.
I'm going to be out mowing today.
Mowing.
Yeah, I had a break because it got real dry down here for a bit, and it was dry, and the grass was like, I ain't growing none until it got some water on me, and I didn't water it. But God took care of that. He watered it.
Amen.
And now it's growing.
He's a mowing man.
That's right. That's right.
Braves lost last night. Oh, man, I think the Mets won. I didn't look at the last score on the Mets, but I think they won. Come on, Braves. You got to battle back. Falcons got a victory over the Eagles after it looked like all hope was lost. They usually they grab defeat from the jaws of victory. That's usually the Falcons' way. somehow, Robert, I don't know, was the moon and all the planets lined up or something. I mean, they actually stole victory from the jaws of defeat. I don't know how they did that. I mean, the
Well,
Eagles
Brady's
had
done the
them.
exact opposite.
Yeah, they actually drove the field with no timeouts
Yeah.
and overcame a bad call in the end zone. Usually that would be meltdown city for the Falcons after was an obvious pass interference, and they come back on the next play and win the thing. I mean, it's like Falcons fans were like shocked, like, wait a minute, this is not how the story's supposed to be written. We were
Yeah.
already anticipating a loss. I mean, it was like hardly no time left in the game and no timeouts, and the Eagles had the ball, and somehow, and this is in Philadelphia. The Philly fans were mad. Oh
Oh,
man,
yeah.
there was some people that got angry drunk on Philly on Monday night, and in
You
fact
know,
it was Monday Night Football, and the Falcons usually don't show up great on Monday Night Football because they don't usually even get on there that much, and when they do, they usually get embarrassed. And way to go to Falcons! You know what?
yeah.
Salute
Well,
you.
they do have a veteran quarterback in Kirk Cousins.
They do.
He didn't panic.
He didn't panic,
All right, let's go do it.
and
And
you
they
know
did.
what? That's the kind of thing that build confidence in the team. So I'm not. They got tough games ahead. I think they got KC coming up, but
Yeah.
college, we got a week off. Then we get Georgia, Alabama. Georgia, Alabama. Tennessee plays Oklahoma, the Okies, this weekend. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Which coach is going to get fired first? Wait a minute. Are you doing a shout out? I'm doing a shout out. You doing a city shout out? We missed one Monday. That's my fault. Well, let's do both of them. We missed one
I
Monday.
ain't got one set up.
Well, okay. Well, you do two. We'll do two Friday or something. We need to do a shout out. I do have one, and I think Rob, this is a place for you. I really do. I just think it's a place for you. I think it's a place you could feel comfortable. You ready? Big shout out to Big Ugly West Virginia.
That's not very nice.
We got Big Ugly Creek Road.
Shot in Logan Park.
Yeah. Let me read that because it's so funny. Oh, where did I put that? I don't know if I can see that. Somewhere I put that. Maybe I can't see it. If you can blow that up. So I don't even know if I can see that. But anyway, it's talking about this guy from Big Ugly shot a guy. Charges are pending. But I was thinking he must be a Big Ugly from Big Ugly. He's a big ugly man.
That's not nice. I wouldn't do something like that. Well, yeah, I would. But, it's not nice to hit somebody with that first thing in the morning. You could cantankerous in the morning. Oh, I tell you that.
I feel good again, man. I'm back.
Okay.
Like I said, Gary Mack always said, I'm Gary Mack and I'm back. Well, I'm Dave and I'm back. Shout out to Big Ugly.
Salute.
A place where all people could feel at home. Because you know what? Even they call them the linemen in football, the Big Uglies. So
yeah.
We made. I think it's a term of endearment. The Big Ugly.
All right, don't say nothing on that one because that's just bad. That's just bad.
Big Ugly.
All right, I'm going to bring this up, and I think it's relevant to this day and age.
This might be scary.
I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it. We'll do it.
And this comes off Fox News, but and I'm not a huge fan of any network news service anymore because it's all opinion. It's not news. Sometimes they give news, but usually it's their opinion. There's another opinion, and I really don't care about his opinion. It's Howard Stern.
Oh, boy.
Are you ready for this? Come on. Get with me here. He does not hate Donald Trump. He hates the people that vote for Donald Trump. So, in essence, what this man is saying is his opinion is right, and he is against anybody having free thought so much that he hates them if they don't agree with him.
Well, he's always been a big egotistical, pervy kind of guy. I mean, if you've ever listened to his show up there in New York, now he's on satellite. He's been on satellite for years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's had a lot of controversy. He's had stuff. He has exercised his right in freedom of speech for sure,
Yeah.
and but yet he doesn't want others to have that same opinion. And like a lot of elitists, they think they know best for everybody. And if you don't believe their way, you obviously are you don't deserve. Oh, and in some cases, they don't even think you deserve to live. They certainly don't believe you deserve to live here in America.
Yeah.
And like they believe that they know best for your life and they want to control your life. And I say to Howard Stern, I did vote for the president twice, Rob, and it'll be
Mhm.
3 times this time. That's my vote. I'm not hiding that from anybody. Salute
Nope.
to Howard Stern. Go for it, brother. You know what? I'm glad that he's not the Lord of my life. Jesus
Absolutely.
Christ is. And if he don't like me, you know what? I still pray for him. I wouldn't even want Howard Stern to leave this life unprepared to meet God. You know what?
Right.
And so that's the difference. When things don't go our way, well, we ramble and rant and we get mad and everything else, but we don't burn cities down. We don't tell people to get
Yeah.
out. You can't live here, or you need to go to a re-education camp or whatever. We just say, you know what? We'll pray for you. Bless his heart. I guess is what we'd say in the South. Bless his heart.
What I find very unique about this statement, though, is Trump was on his show over 40 times from,
Oh yeah.
let's see here, from 93 to 2015, over 40 times. But he
And,
doesn't hate Trump. He hates the people that vote for Trump. Hey, you don't know me.
well, he's judging, but we all go through this at times. I'll give you another example, and I wouldn't say they hate, but I'll tell you how quickly people will turn on you. Let's say you were, pardon me, you were running with a crowd and you were living your life just however, and I will just say God got a hold of you, and you became a Christian or you rededicated your life to the Lord. There'll be very few of those people stand with you. They'll leave you, and they will be critical of you, like well, it's like you're in a cult or something, like, well, he's into God now, and they'll say condescending things because you say, no, I don't feel right going to this place, or I don't drink anymore, or I don't do this. I love you guys, but I just don't do that. And what he's probably home more, probably home being a father more and a husband more, and doing working better.
Yeah.
And they all of a sudden the buddies know, well, I don't like that. He's got religion now. They like to say that's what Howard Stern's doing is like, well, all these people that's following him, obviously, they're in a cult. You hear that stuff,
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump is a person that I've voted for and will vote for president of the United States. Donald J. Trump is not my God, and he's not my savior. And so God
Not
first. I don't follow men. I don't follow man. I think men and women can do great things, but you got to be humble and realize the opportunities you have and do right. You're put in positions for such a time as this. And I believe he's put in position for such a time as this. He's got some rough edges. There's some things as a Christian, Rob, I can't stand with Donald Trump on because we just disagree, and I don't know where his heart is. Some say he's a believer, some not. That's between him and his God. But I will say this, that he has stood tall in the face and spoken for. And that's what we vote for people, right, is to represent us. And a lot of people feel like that he represents them and their beliefs in conservatism. And, that they're speaking for people that live in, let's think of somebody that's living in West Virginia. We did that shout out, or Kentucky, and they're a coal miner. And they see what the people that say they're there for the working man, and what have they done to the working man in West Virginia and Kentucky? Oh, they shut down their job. They run them out of business.
Yeah.
What have they done? What have they tried to do to the gun manufacturers and tried to cripple them and put them out of business and try to put restrictions on guns? They say, well, okay, now you're trying to take away my rights to gun ownership. And they like to throw it up. I love that during debate. She said, I'm a gun owner myself. We're not trying to take away your guns. And in the very next breasts, they literally are trying to put restrictions
Take
on
away your
gun.
gun.
Yeah, I mean, they're liars. And so, you know what, Howard Stern, I'm glad you're in New York. Sorry, New York, you have to deal with him.
I don't know that I've ever even listened to his show. I can't even know who he is, but I don't
Well,
think
you
I've
know,
ever.
when I was working night shift and I would come in the mornings and I'd be flipping the channels, Don Imus would be on, Don Imus and AM. Of course, he's deceased now, and Howard Stern, and they had big battles going on. And I didn't like everything they said. Howard Stern was just, I mean, he tried to be funny, and they would have a lot of laughter, but it was dirty. It was a lot of nasty things, a lot of nasty talk. Don Imus was more political. His show was political, so I ended up, because I'm a political kind of guy, so I would watch it. The funniest thing that I ever saw, and I didn't watch it for a long time, but it was around the time that John Kerry, he always gets that deep voice,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
married into the Heinz empire, the Heinz ketchup, that empire,
yeah.
billionaires. I mean, he don't need your money. Don't be sending him campaign back when he was running. But anyway, he was running for president. I remember because every time John Kerry would speak, he'd lose votes because he's a buffoon, obviously, and he
Right.
lies, and he tried to look all presidential and talk with a deep voice and all that. And I remember Don Imus, and here as leftist and as liberal as you can get, Don Imus, he would say, "Well, somebody tell John Kerry to just shut up." He says, "If John Kerry will just shut up, we'll win this thing. But every time he opens his mouth, we're losing votes to the other side. Just tell him to shut up. Could you somebody get to him? Could somebody just tell the man to shut up? Because obviously he doesn't know how to talk without losing votes." And he lost. Of course, they lost.
So
You know,
what you're saying is he's running Kamala's campaign from the grave.
touche, baby. That's pretty good. I like that.
Ah.
Who says you're not awake on a Wednesday morning, man? You woke up down there in South Georgia. That was pretty good. Absolutely.
Oh, he came
You
back.
know
Just tell
what?
him to shut up.
I don't care who gets mad at me. Not even on policy or anything. This has nothing to do with gender. I Of all the politicians I've ever heard get up and speak, she is the most cringy. I can't listen to her.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
it's
that
it's
laugh.
so cringy. I just cannot listen to the lady. Oh my
And
goodness.
it doesn't matter, like you said, I don't care about the sex. I don't care about the color. None of it. She is creepy, dude.
It's just so many parts of it. I mean, when she starts speaking, I can't handle it. I just can't handle it.
And it's
And
like
you know
she's
what? And
talking.
there's been people like that on all sides of the political spectrum. There's been some I'll be like, oh, Jeb Bush,
Mm,
Uncle
God.
Jeb. I was like that with Jeb Bush. Just tell him to shut up. Just
Yeah.
tell him, the man, to shut up. Because every time he speaks, he loses votes.
You know who I miss, and I'm so sorry that we missed the opportunity for having him be a president. Ross Perot. Yes, I am going to throw that name out there. Could you imagine? Just because, comedians make fun of presidents, they always have.
Oh, yeah.
They'd still be doing it to this day. You know, oh my gosh, him with his little charts and his little pointer and everything. Oh, dude,
And
it was gold.
he had kind of a squeaky voice too. He's a
He
smart
did.
man. He was a smart businessman. I didn't care for his foreign diplomacy ideas. That was that was crazy. But
Yeah.
that's actually, I think, what hurt the most was things he said about his foreign plans. I think I just killed him. But he did steal a lot of votes away. But he had that little little squeaky voice. Or and he was probably a good man, or is a good man. I guess he's still living. I don't remember, but we could have had Dan Quayle, potato. I think he got set up that day, but he Dan Quayle is probably the male version of Kamala because he would speak and he kind of word salad. I think just thinking back, that was probably the male version of that, because I could not handle really listening to him. It's just sometimes when somebody's running for president or vice president, you're like, oh, what was the guy that ran? He was Speaker of the House, and he ran, and they mocked him so much in that debate because he kept drinking water. What's that guy's name? Oh man, Republicans can't stand that guy. He's a rhino. I just can't think of his name right now. Oh man, I can still remember the Saturday Night Live after they had that debate and they were picking up jugs of water and pouring them on their face. You remember that? That was the fun. I mean, I had to laugh. I mean, I know they were exaggerating, but he did. He constantly was drinking water. I'm like, he looked nervous, like a deer in the headlights. Oh, is it my time to speak? Oh, okay, a drink of water. And he just say a few words, a drink of water. I mean, he totally, his body mannerisms on that debate was horrible. Oh my goodness. And let us not forget Dick Cheney. Can't handle. He's the worst representative for gun rights ever because he goes and shoots his buddy.
Well, and that happened not too far from where I live, dude. When I go to Albany, I go past where it happened.
Oh, really?
And the song they came up with, Cheney's got a gun.
He was another one that sit there, and of course, all of his connections with the defense contractors and stuff. I mean, sometimes you're just like, oh, man, this is my team, but I'm like, it's like you ever go to the pep rally, and at school they had the pep rallies, and some days you just didn't really want to be you didn't feel very like pep rally-ish. And they'd be down there, and your team was like 0 for 8 or something. And after a while, it gets hard to rally, and they roll the team out, and they're going, "We're gonna win," and you're like, "Yeah, we're gonna win," and you're just thinking, "I want to be home." It's always on Friday, and you'd be thinking, "I just want to go home today." That's kind of the way it is with some politicians. They bring them out, they got the big fanfare, and you're at home going, "Yeah, okay, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like really.
I gotta throw this out there. We did lose Ross Perot on July 9th, 2019. He was 89 years old.
89 years old. Of course, his son is still, or not his son. I think he had some, salute. Memories from the past,
Oh my gosh. And one of the things that got me was the man had the biggest ears I have ever seen on somebody in my life, I think. I mean, here. I don't know if I can get that picture pulled up. I'm trying to. There we go. I got to do it too. And I always have thought this, but let's see if we can blow this up. We don't want to blow them up too far. My computer monitor will fly off. But look at the size of them ears. Oh my gosh.
He did have some big ears.
Man. But man, he had some ears on him. What is going on here? There we go. I just showed all of it. That man had the biggest ears. I mean, he would have been a great spokesman for the Mickey Mouse Club. He's here. MIC. K-E-Y. Now look at this chart right here. We got to go up here and get we got to get y'all all in the club here. Look at the chart. MOUSE.
Dude, we ought to have like the Mickey Mouse Club lineup of big-eared presidents. We need to look back and see the lineup go all the way back to Washington. Let's have it's not that many to go through. Let's figure out, and we'll get the lineup. We can do a top 5 or whatever. He's got to be leader of the pack, but I don't know. Let's look back and see.
President. He was not president. He was
even running for president. Let's look at some of those because there's a lot of people thought he was going to win, but we can go back and political presidential politics, and we can look and see who had the biggest ears, and we'll do a top 5. We have to include him even though he wasn't president because he has the ears for it.
I mean, definitely has the ears for it. You wouldn't go sneak up on him if he'd have been in the what is it at that theater with Abraham Lincoln. When that guy walked up behind Lincoln and just shot him, if he'd have been there, he'd have hurt him. He'd have saved Lincoln. He's almost old enough to have done it too. He'd have been like, "Don't you do that?" I'm sorry. Don't you do that? Look at my chart right here. This is what's going to happen if you do that. He was amazing with it.
Harry Truman had some pretty good sized ears. I thought I remembered that. I went back and looked. So we'll have to put some thought in that. But his is not like Ross Perot's, but uh, that would be funny to look at.
The next one we're going to have to do is schnoz size, the size of their schnoz.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you something. Ross Perot's in the running on that too.
Well, when Barack Obama, he's another one. I mean,
He got some ears on him.
He definitely had the ears.
They kind of poke out a little bit.
Even the great Ronald Reagan, he had a pretty good sized set of ears. So who knows?
Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe.
Well, if you look at Joe Biden's ears, I mean they're long. I mean he has the longest ear. I've thought this before. He has it's a pretty good sized ear. Abraham Lincoln. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He's definitely at the top 3.
Which one are you looking at?
I don't know which one. I'm not even looking right now. I'm just watching.
Oh, I thought you were.
Oh, I can't.
But yeah, no, I was just thinking if those names, and we're just scratching the surface here, but they're definitely some Joe has some big ears.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
He wants to make sure he doesn't hear the call for ice cream. Oh, it's ice cream time.
Oh my gosh.
Who are you looking at?
B. Johnson.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he had a big head too, in more ways than one. I mean, this guy, he thought a whole lot of himself. Little Lyndon.
Oh my gosh. His ears are like a third the size of his head. Oh my gosh.
We're going to put together. I've never thought about this, but it's kind of funny. We'll have to do that. Maybe we can get it together for tonight. That'd be a great Wednesday night news item.
Leave out. I cannot leave this just sitting there, dude. Look at this.
Apologies to Ross Perot. Look at that.
Yeah. Sorry, Ross. My goodness. They're a third the size of his head or better.
That's a big ear.
I mean, that's his ear. What's this? Is that his other mouth?
Well, he had a big mouth too. Big old dirty mouth. He was a cusser. He was Texas big. He had everything's big in Texas, big ears, big ego. That guy, he did some stuff that people look back and go, that was good, but he did a lot of stuff. Oh man, that guy. That's why he's one term. I mean, and there's a lot of controversy about him. The JFK and lots of. I'm not even going to go into that this morning, but you read some stuff, and there's a lot of people that believe
now
about him.
For those of you out there that have large ears, we're not picking on just large-eared people. I mean, we don't want you to feel like we're singling you out if you have large ears. What we're saying is you might be potential presidential candidate material.
That's right.
Because of the size of your ears. And if you have big ears, you have big ears. And
the NFL, they always look at hand size. They say the best quarterbacks they look at the size of the hand, the span. I've got small hands actually, but the span, they have a measurement for that. Now there has been some exceptions, but there is a lot of truth because they can hold the ball better. They say it spins better coming out of their hands in bad weather and cold weather and stuff. They get and if you look, I mean, some of the best quarterbacks did have big hands. Not all of them, but there were some of them, many of them who did. And so that's just one of those metrics the NFL looks at. Yep. Rob, we need to run a commercial quickly. I need to refill a coffee, get my next cup before we head out for today. So if you can do that, get that started. I'm going to run and get a coffee, and I'll get right back.
Okay.
The Southern Fried Podcast now has its own store. Go to sfplive.com/store. These links are also found on Facebook and X and some of the other social streams. You will find shirts and hats and mugs and bags and all kinds of items. with many different designs. These are just but a few of the more than 250 items that we have with different designs. We hope you'll come and shop, support the podcast. Every dollar that is paid will go towards keeping the podcast growing, and we thank you for your support. sfplive.com/store. Go shop today and get that favorite person in your life their Southern Fried Podcast item, and it'll help us advertise the podcast as you wear these things or take these things out into the public. We thank you for your support. If you have any questions, email us at southernfriedpodcast@yahoo.com. We'll be glad to answer. We're running some specials as well, 20, 25, and even 30% off in some cases. This will eliminate the mailing charges for sure. So go to sfplive.com/store for your Southern Fried Podcast items today. Remember, Christmas is just around the corner. Thank you. Come listen to Mama Said on the Southern Fried Podcast each Monday night at 7 p.m. We love those things that Mama said. Mama had a lot to say to us, and we appreciate it. Means a lot to us. God was good to us when he gave us the gift of mothers. And we'll never forget our mom. Be they living or deceased, moms are powerful in our life, and they shared a lot of things with us. We love to talk about those things on Monday night. Sometimes we invite guests up to be a part of the show, but we'll be live, and we'll have lots to say. Come join us each Monday night at 7 p.m. live on the Southern Fried Podcast on your social media network that you follow. And we're back.
Yes, we are back.
Rob, could you grab the Stop the Monkeys Facebook thing and throw it on stage? Could you do that? I want to give them a shout out. We're trying because that's tomorrow night.
Yes.
Is a meeting there in Donaldsonville at the, what is that, Osceola? Is that what that hotel's called?
Osceola.
Let me get the pronunciation right. Osceola Hotel. And they've got a meeting down there.
It's at 6:30.
And we just want to show you, and go join this group and support them. Pray for them. Send them, pay attention. And no matter where you're from or what state you're in, these folks would appreciate your support. And, if you got a donation to send them to help with some of the ads and stuff they're doing to get the message out, signage and all that, I'm sure they'd appreciate that. So they've just been great to us. We're trying to highlight them in every show. We're making mention of it. And we're after Thursday night, hopefully Friday, we'll have even more information and maybe just maybe an interview or two that Rob might be able to get. So we'll see. Maybe some pictures from the event. And so we're just trying to help out. And there we go. Town hall meeting. You see the Stop the Monkey farm there. And these folks would appreciate your support. So if you go into Facebook search and you just type in that, you'll find them really easy.
Stand Up Bangers Action.
There you go.
So there you'll come straight to the site.
And they do keep that. That is a very active site. They're posting stuff there, I think, daily or just about daily. And there's a lot of followers. And so you'll get updates along the way. Because this, according to officials down there, the court ruling is any day now, any day. And so that doesn't mean the end of it, but there'll be a court ruling, and we'll see where it goes from there. But pray for them. Give them some support if you can. And go to our store. Saw the ad for that. I'm going to order a mug from there today. We got to get the shirt ordered for our gift basket for ARA. Yeah. And we've got, hey, put our dog, let's see that. You mind if I put the dog pictures up for today?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about on screen, brother.
Yeah.
Let's put Oreo up.
Where's my picture at?
It's scheduled, or it's out now, but let's look at Oreo in the show here. Hey, yeah, I showed Oreo last night.
All right, this is Oreo, tongue in. They're so good at doing this for us. There's tongue in, tongue out. It looks like she's just at you, and then wait.
And then they got a bestie picture. They've got their friends.
Oreo and Bandit. That is Bandit in that picture. We featured Bandit on here on the head of the week here just a week or two ago.
Awesome. Hey, somebody should just get those dogs. They're friends, and that'd make a great. If you got somewhere that dogs can run and roam and have some fun,
Oh
what a
yeah.
great pair that would be to just get both of them. That would be awesome. That would
Could you
be.
imagine them two and
Oh,
Fern together? Oh man, that
oh
would be awesome.
wow, what a life that would be. That'd be the life of a dog right there, to have friends and have a place to run and go fetch and play in some water and
Oh yeah.
mud and whatever else. Chase around, have some fun. That would be great. So thanks for doing that. I
Yeah. If I had room here, I've got room, but I don't have room. I don't have a big enough fenced in area for. If I did, I think I'd claim a few of them dogs up there and just let them run
yeah
back.
yeah I understand it. That's a lot of times we're just not set up for it. We don't want to do the wrong thing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you want to be responsible, and my back is blown up. There's days that I could really get out there and take care of them. Then there's some days where I couldn't, and somebody else would have to, and it'd just be. It's not an obligation I can make right now. Now we do a good job with the kitty cats, but
well, and it'd be good to have some kids around, and that
no,
the
we're not having any more kids.
no,
They're,
not you. I'm talking about with the dogs. They need to be somewhere where the kids are. You've got kids, 4 cats, 21, 21 feet of cat tree, plus another five, whatever you are, because they climbing on you.
oh yeah.
So cats are
Oh, you
cats are
knew
busy.
most everybody that has cats do treats at some point in time throughout the day.
Yeah.
I can't say what we call them because if I do, all four of them will be immediately under my feet. So yesterday I had picked Chuck Norris up, and those of you that don't know, Chuck Norris is my little one-eyed orange cat. He ain't so little no more. But I had him all snuggled up here, and then she starts screaming, "Who wants bites?" and shaking the jug. He about tore me to pieces trying to get off. He looked like the Tasmanian devil. He was done with me and wanted his bite.
I love
Mm.
it.
No, it wasn't very nice. It was.
Well,
Oh, somebody woke up out there. Cat treats as rats. Michael. Only if they're outside cats. Oh, rats. Yeah, well,
or
around
birds.
here it's little square things with
They'll bring you birds too.
yeah.
Bird gets
That
down a
was.
little low. That paw.
Have you seen the new Puss in Boots movie?
I have not.
He goes back to his home. Is going back and he's meeting his quote unquote mother from the orphanage, and he comes in and he goes, "Oh, I brought you a gift," and he lays this dead bird down on the ground. She doesn't want it. Gets up and flies off. I brought you a gift. And cats will do that. Hmm.
By the way, Robin, to our listeners, this is us on a new stream, Kick, live this morning. That's the first time, and also on Instagram. So adding to the lineup, and we finally got the technical issue fixed. Apparently, it was Kick's technical issue. They've never fixed it for StreamYard. So StreamYard said, we'll fix that. So we appreciate the help section of StreamYard. And we now have, we're out now, eight live feeds going out for Southern Fried Podcast. Who would have thunk that back on Memorial Day?
Wow. We've been
We,
doing
we
this.
were we were just excited we did a live on what we did
Yeah.
live on what we did well we recorded it live, but we couldn't do a live. There were the days we couldn't go live anywhere. We,
Yeah.
we did live, but it wasn't live. It was recorded live, and then we uploaded. We were excited about that. Now we could go on location and do that same thing live
Yes. And
to the masses.
now we just go. Um, and it was, when we first started out, it was like, well, what do we do? Okay, they're gonna podcast. How are we gonna do this? What should we do? Should we do this? Should we do that? What's gonna be the plan on this? And we prayed on it, and we asked for guidance, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And
Yeah.
that was one of the things that we set this up. We wanted to actually be a benefit to people, not a detriment. And so we try to lift everybody up.
Yeah, we've got some commercials we're doing to help people. We've got some on the way too.
Mm-hmm.
We've got interviews that'll help you. We've got elections interview tomorrow
at 2:00.
And so by the afternoon, you will have an interview with an election official, Tusa County, state of Georgia. We're going to talk about some of the rules and stuff and deadlines that are coming up and the process of. And so we appreciate them doing that. But yeah, I met a guy the other day. We got it as a friend of mine. He's going to come on and talk about his journey, educational journey for his child. And we just got to get that set up. It's he's a pastor as well. And he's a good man, and he made a stand for his child. And I want him to come on. He's going to share scripture, and it's his journey, and we're going to let him talk about that and where he's at, and making a stand for it. But when I was asking, I just felt like the Lord had me to go to him, and he said, "I'd love to do that." Little did I know he used to do a lot of radio and different things. But so he already has a studio set up. But he said, "What do you all do? Like 2 or 3 shows a week?" You mean a day? Some days, yeah. That's what we thought. We thought, 2 or 3 shows a week, something we can do and put to the side. Now we've got this full-time thing going on, and it's a blast. Like last night, I was like, I got the itch. I've got to get on. I was sick. I didn't feel good. And then I felt good. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do this not talk show. I don't care if anybody shows up. I'm there, and I'm going to have fun. Had a few people drop in, but it's out there for perpetuity. I mean, it's out there, but it was fun to get on. I was thinking of that Southern Fried podcast late night.
Well, I went on last
Robert,
night.
I want me to do something real quick. I'm going to say this. I don't know when. We got to get, because we're not the best at the late hour. But we can be. But sometime I want us to figure out a time to do this. I want us to do a true late night show. It's got to be something zany. It's got to be around some kind of zany time of the year. We need to do like a midnight show, man, and just go on for a while and just see what crawls out of the darkness to come into our stream, man. I've had this idea for like a month and a half to do this, man.
I've got it for 2 different nights, but they're close together.
Okay.
We need to have Zen back on here and do a Christmas Eve tracking.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
And do it late night. The other one would be welcoming in the new year all over the country.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'm game. I'm game. We could just do that and have some fun with it. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. But I've been thinking about that lately. Like I have to figure out when works. That would work, and just do late night Southern Fried podcast late night.
Oh, and another good one. If we really want to have a zany time, Halloween.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I don't. What days that fall on this year? I'd have to look and see. But
October 31st.
Well, I know, but day of the week.
Then why'd you ask?
Duh. Can I just reach to the screen and slap you? like Batman and Robin.
Hey, Kaylee, your grandpa don't know when Halloween is.
She got to get ready for school.
Oh, she's having a rough time this morning.
She's dragging. She's like, do I have to go? I'm like, well, yeah.
Yes, you have to go. We got to get you educated.
Educated. Everybody probably thought that at one time when they were going to school. Do I have to go today? Can I stay home?
I don't want to go to school. I want to dig ditches when I grow up.
Well, she's rarely out, but she was out Monday. She didn't feel good. But ain't it amazing how later in the day she felt great? Hey, let's go.
I know.
In the morning, it was like, I still feel bad. My stomach hurts. And then, before school's even out, it's like, let's go.
Hey, wait a minute. I noticed the same thing from you. The other morning, you were dragging in here, oh, feel good. And that evening, you're like, oh, I feel pretty good now. All right.
I did. Well, I was really coming out of it. I mean, I just wasn't quite there. I wasn't, and that's why I told them at work. I said I had meetings that day, and I said I was still sick and stomach's all tore up, and I said I don't think anybody really wanted to sit near me. I said I just stayed home, made sure everything was good. But by that evening, I had everything was clearing up. You know, it was like it's like the world became sunny again, exciting, and I was like, you know, ready to get out there in the world and kick it, do the Toyota kick. So I can't really do that anymore because if I did that now, I'd probably break an ankle. You know, the big Toyota kick.
Well, you're elderly.
Yeah.
You can't.
Well, yeah, I am elderly.
You can't do that anymore.
Hey, I was getting ready to walk in the bank. Well, that very day, I had to go to the bank. I had to drop off something at the bank, and I didn't feel good. But and you know, they're all short staffed, and so the drive-through looked like it's closed. So I'm like, oh, I got to go in. Anyway, there's this guy. He's walking real slow up to the door, and he was like telling me to go ahead. You know, not wanting to slow me up. But I started talking to him. I said, "How you doing today?" So I'm doing good. And I was holding the door open for him. He said, I'm a little slower, but he said, I'm 85 years old. I said, my God, he didn't look 85, brother. I mean, I would have guessed early 60s. And I mean, not much older than me, I would have guessed. And I said, brother, I said, I hope I am put together as good as you are at 85. I hope I'll make it to 85, and I hope I can get around like you are. And he said, well, I appreciate that, you know. Nice guy, good Christian guy. He said, the Lord's sure been good to me. I said, amen to that. He has all of us. I love to meet them old saints of God out in the public.
Yeah.
And then I was coming out, and there was a guy coming in and looked like his mom. So I was holding the door open for that. He was holding the door open for mom, and I was holding the door open for mom. And he's like, thank you, sir. And she's like, thank you. That's so kind. I said, well, that's what we do here in the South.
Yes.
We don't even have to think about it. If you have to think about it, Rob, it's not a habit.
Right.
It's not in you if you have to think about it. We just do it. It's just the right thing to do. There are some people, they might be called snowflakes. I'm not saying they might be called snowflakes. We might have to pray for because they don't understand these rules.
I hesitate to use the word snowflake at times.
Well, I like snowflakes. I just don't like snowflakey people.
Right.
Whatever that means. Take it for whatever it means. I mean, you know.
Look, you know, these people that are so self-involved in me, and I need stuff done for me, and I want to do stuff for me, and I want everybody to do stuff for me, but they don't do stuff for anybody else.
That almost sounds like that cat commercial, meow, meow, meow.
Yeah. Yeah. That is all you hear from it. You know, you must respect me. You must respect my thoughts. You must respect what I believe. You must respect who I am. No, I don't.
No, Howard Stern, we don't. We don't have to respect you, Howard Stern.
No.
And guess what? We don't.
No. Or any of the others.
Newsflash. We don't, Howard Stern. What about all the, and I don't know whether they really said it or not. I think sometimes people just put that they did, but I know there are many who said it like, if Donald Trump gets elected president again, I'm moving to Canada or wherever. You know, who cares?
They never did. They never did. They're still here.
I know they never did. They're not going to go nowhere. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard. I'm moving out of the country. Okay, go move to China. How about How about going into Vietnam or Cambodia or something? Yeah. North Korea. Yeah, that'd be a great. North Korea has a hotel waiting on you. Yeah, go there.
Yes.
Go there and run your mouth there.
Go somewhere where you
check out. Go to Beirut.
I'm sure they'll respect your opinions over there.
Go to Tehran and go to the public square, and you and your lady friend, and let her dress down and you know, dress like some of the people do here, which they shouldn't. Go in the middle of Tehran and do that, and see how that works out. Speak against the government in Tehran.
They want to go someplace. They want to go someplace where their opinions and their thoughts will matter. I think North Korea.
Yeah, oh yeah, they'll let them know how much it matters when that big stick comes out and they're giving them public a public spanking in the town square as they're shackled there. Yeah, I always hated that. I always hated that they think so highly of themselves, that they think we care. I'm a firm believer, Rob. I'm willing for my tax dollars to be used for a first class ticket one way out. If if you hate this country that bad, leave. That's fine. We'll give you a ticket out. Turn in your citizen card.
Yeah.
I was pretty hardcore last night, Rob. I was in a mood last night. I kind of put my soapbox, and just the gist of it. What I said was last night. I was thinking about that person in the video where Cook's rolling around, and he asked that person to vote. They said, "No, I ain't never voted. I don't want to do jury duty." And I thought, if you can't lift up a finger to do a little bit more as a citizen than that, just go ahead and turn in your citizen card now. I mean, because of all those soldiers that are laying in graves all across Europe and everywhere else, and injured and ever, you know what? What a spit in the face to those men and women. I'm sorry, that makes me mad. You have the right to do that. I'm not trying to say they don't, but you know what? If you can't be more of a citizen than that, just go ahead and turn in your card, or at least take dual citizenship. Yeah, go to North Korea.
Yeah, I don't want. I want to vote, but it's too much work for me.
It's too much. I have to get out and go, and it's just too much. And even if I get an absentee ballot, I have to. That's work. I got to do that. Come on. When did the greatest generation become the biggest whining generation? I'm sorry, man. So many people whine nowadays, and we have more information. We have more ability to vote now than we ever have. The ability to. It's the easiest process. You can register online now. I mean, come on. I know you can in Georgia, but that's just really. I mean, come on. I'm done. That's my platform. I'm just
now. This same group of people can spend hours sitting there doing Netflix and chill, or binge watching stuff on TV, or playing
video games. Yeah,
hours on end. We can do all that. We can't register to vote.
I agree. Are you going to take the dark blue suit? I think that'll work well with Kim Jong-un. I think he likes them dark suits. I think that'll be a good suit for you to wear as you land in, what is that, Pyongyang or whatever they call that? I don't know. I'd even be willing to let him go to South Korea and go to that, the DMZ, that little line and cross, they met there. We could have an official like press conference there. Howard Stern stepping across into North Korea. Bye, America.
What would be great? It would be awesome if we could get some video of them telling Kim Jong-un how he should vote.
Yeah.
Or the Venezuelan president. That's another good place they can go. It's Venezuela.
Oh, yeah.
Right, now you need to have your people vote like this.
Yeah, go to the grocery store. It's bad here, but go to the grocery store in Venezuela. Yeah. North Korea, they're starving.
Yeah.
Those people are starving.
You go to the grocery store there's nothing there.
Yeah, and you don't have any money to buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Leave the country. And hey, I got nothing against Canada. I love Canada, but if that's what you want, I would suggest the Yukon. Howard?
Some people in Canada don't want people from the States moving up there.
They probably got a campaign up there. Stop. Stay at home.
They're building a wall, Dave. They're building a wall to keep us out.
Yeah. Got to keep the Yanks in. We don't want all the crazy Americans coming up here. What is the matter with them people?
Trudeau is up there going, I'm going to build this wall. And the United States is going to pay for it. Keep them scumbags out of here.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. It's the silliest thing. I think Rosie O'Donnell was the one that said that. Madonna. Yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah. You've made millions off of this country. You've got it made. You think people really care about what you say. And there are some people that listen to them, but I don't. No. Good for a laugh.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny though? When this is crazy. Some of those people, not those, but there are some people that start out life fairly normal people, and they get into the rich club in Hollywood or music or whatever. In a few years, they turn into nuts. I mean, they totally are absorbed in that world, And they think that everybody cares what they think, and that they're the smartest, and everybody believes like them. And anybody else, they just obviously don't deserve to be here. So I guess, Rob, I'd say they turn into Swifties because she has just came out and supported Kamala. And so whatever she was before,
whoever she wants to support,
she has, but it just shows what's happened to her. You know, as talented as she is, can't think through issues, but we know what issues she stands on. Whatever happened to people that sacrifice for their nation? What was it? Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
Yeah.
It was only about 50 years ago that was uttered.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, that was said. That's one of the greatest statements of all time. I don't know who wrote that down, but I know who said it. I don't know who wrote it down, who came up with that. Yeah. Whatever happened to that? To be a servant, to serve your nation. There are many who do it. And every soldier that puts on the uniform, they're serving their nation. God bless them.
Yeah.
And yes, those that serve in political office, they're supposed to be serving. Instead, we got a lot of grifters now. Yes, JFK said it, but who wrote it? Did he write that, Michael? I don't know, because they do have speech writers and stuff. Well, we lost it. Instagram is now officially gone. Say bye. It reminds me, Rob, of those late night channels. You know, you'd have some channels. The West Coast has now left us. Yeah. We're still live here on the East Coast. But we do get an hour on Instagram, but that's not. It's perfect for the morning shows anyway. It's 7:01. Do you know where your kids are? Are you awake? Are your kids headed to school? Are they happy? Are they ready to go to school? Yeah. You ready to go to work? Yeah, I'm ready to go to work, man.
Hey, it's hump day. Let's get this day out of the way and done with.
Yeah.
And we'll be back here next morning show will be Friday, and we'll be cheering you on getting into the weekend where you do all your work around the house.
And don't forget crazy Wednesday night SFP Hump Day News. Wow.
And we may have a story Thursday night. We may be live on here. I'm going to try to get some interviews while I'm up there at the.
I would love for us to pop in and have some coverage of that if we're able to get some stuff.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what time you get back, man. Just we'll do something.
Or I might just log in live.
Well, log in. I'll be ready. You said that starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
I'll just get on there and we'll have it. We'll have it ready
at the Osceola Hotel in
Donaldson. That's obviously an Indian name, right? Is that what that is? Indian Osceola. Was that a tribe? Osceola tribe.
What?
Was that an Indian tribe? Osceola tribe? I don't know. I'm just asking.
An Indian name.
Just a name, Osceola.
I think. So, but that will be tomorrow night, Thursday, the 19th, in Donaldsonville, Georgia, at the Osceola Hotel.
We're gonna title that program "The News Desk" because that falls under that. So it'll be a special. We missed our Sunday night, so I'll probably just come on, go ahead and start talking politics, but it'll be also news of this event, and so we'll just do that. So I want to come back in and talk about the assassination attempt, more about the debate. And I'll do that. And then when you're ready, just pop in and we'll talk Stop the Monkey Farm special meeting update. We'll see what we can get into. I think that works. Cornbread Nation rises up.
That's right.
The Atlanta Falcons got that rise up. The cornbread has to rise too, a little bit.
It just cooks.
It cooks, but it maybe a little bit. If you put too much in there, it'll go over the side of the skillet now. So it does rise a little bit.
Don't put too much in there, but just the right amount.
Well, my wife likes to pack it in there, so sometimes we'll get a little bit, just a little bit of spillage.
You don't pack cornbread.
Don't be excited about my wife now. You get me in trouble, bro. Just go with it.
Lynn, Dave's complaining about your cornbread, how it flows over the top.
I'll say this before you go. My wife she really does. If she goes to get you a drink, it's all the way to the top. There's no room left for. It's all the way to the top. So you got to get the thing and get it drink down a little bit. Yeah.
Y'all have a great day. We salute you. Get out there, get the job done. Y'all keep the wheels turning on this country. Get out there and get going.
Say bye, Caleb. Bye, Caleb. See you tonight.
See y'all tonight. And I'm going to remember to do this, Dave.
Play the song. I'm ready.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Pride and nationwide, so hang on to your seats. Look Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Oh, he already left. Oh, no.